Something has shifted behind closed doors, and the people surrounding your person can no longer pretend they do not see it. The silence in that family is no longer peaceful. It is heavy, awkward, filled with glances that linger too long, whispers that stop when someone enters the room, tension so thick even the walls seem to notice. Because your name has entered conversations where it was never spoken before. Don't skip, because what is unfolding right now is bigger than you realize. Someone in your person's family has finally recognized the truth. They see how deeply your absence affects them. They see how your person loses focus when your name is mentioned. They see the way their energy changes, the way their voice softens, the way their eyes drift somewhere far away whenever thoughts of you rise to the surface. And now? Panic has begun. Not because of hatred. Not because of anger. But because they understand something irreversible is happening. Your person's feelings for you have become impossible to hide. What was once denied, what was once disguised, what was once brushed off as nothing serious, has now grown into something undeniable. And the family knows. That realization has created urgency. Because they understand this connection is no longer a passing emotion. It is changing your person from the inside out. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There is one particular conversation being prepared right now. A conversation your person never expected to hear. A conversation that may alter everything between you. Because certain family members are no longer interested in staying silent. They are preparing to say what everyone has been noticing. What everyone has been discussing. What no one has dared to confront directly until now. They are preparing to speak the truth. And that truth is simple. You are in love with them. Those words, when spoken aloud, will hit your person harder than anyone realizes. Because hearing your feelings reflected by others forces a person to confront what they have been trying to suppress. Your person has been wrestling internally, trying to stay logical, trying to stay composed, trying to convince themselves they could keep moving forward without addressing what they feel for you. But their family sees through the performance. They see the distraction. They see the longing. They see the emotional unrest. And now they are asking questions your person cannot comfortably answer. Why do you keep checking your phone? Why does your mood change when they pull away? Why do you go silent when someone mentions their future? Why do you look like someone carrying emotions too heavy to hide? These questions are not random. They are building toward something, toward a confrontation. Toward a moment where your person may finally be forced to admit the truth. Not just to their family, but to themselves. And when that happens, everything begins to change. Because once a truth is spoken aloud, it cannot return to silence. Listen carefully. This panic surrounding their family is not the panic of destruction. It is the panic of realization. The panic that comes when people understand someone they love is about to make a life-changing emotional decision. They sense it. They feel it. They know your person is nearing a breaking point. A point where pretending no longer works. A point where suppressing emotion becomes more painful than expressing it. A point where the heart refuses to remain hidden. Don't skip. Because the next phase of this story may be the moment everything accelerates. There are family members who once doubted this connection. Who once thought you were temporary. Who once believed your person would move on eventually. They do not believe that anymore. Because they have watched your person try. And fail. Try to distract themselves. Fail. Try to forget you. Fail. Try to replace your energy. Fail. No matter what they do. Your presence remains. Your imprint remains. Your memory remains. And now even the people around them understand, this is not ordinary attachment. This is not casual emotion. This is something deeper. Something neither logic nor distance has been able to erase. That is why the family is panicking. Because they know what comes next. Soon. Very soon. Someone is going to look your person in the eyes and ask the question they have been avoiding. If this person means this much to you, what are you waiting for? Pause there for a moment. Because that question, that single question, may shatter every excuse your person has been hiding behind. No more pretending the timing is wrong. No more pretending emotions are unclear. No more pretending there is still time. Because the people around them are beginning to realize something your person has feared admitting. You may not wait forever. And that thought terrifies them. The possibility of losing you. Of watching you move on. Of seeing your energy belong elsewhere. Has become unbearable. Their family sees that fear. They see it in the way your person reacts when they think of you slipping away. They see it in the way panic flashes across their face at the idea of missed chances. And that fear is about to push them toward action. Because once family starts confronting what the heart is hiding, silence rarely survives much longer. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the pressure building around your person is becoming impossible to escape. They are being cornered by truth, surrounded by mirrors, forced to face what everyone else can already see. And when someone reaches that point, confession becomes closer than ever. Not because they planned it, not because they felt fully ready, but because the truth finally becomes heavier than the fear of saying it. Your person is nearing that moment, that threshold, that emotional breaking point where holding back no longer feels safe. And when they cross it, the words they have buried, the feelings they have hidden, the truth their family is preparing to expose, will come rushing out. This is only the beginning, because what they are preparing to say next will shake your person even more than the first confrontation. And when that happens, the distance between you may begin collapsing faster than expected. Stay ready. And here is where the pressure becomes impossible for your person to ignore. Because the conversation their family is preparing is not gentle. It is not casual. It is not the kind of talk someone forgets and moves on from. It is the kind of conversation that forces a person to confront the life they are building, and the truth they have been running from. Don't skip. Because what they are preparing to say next may be the exact push your person never expected. Someone close to them is about to speak with unusual honesty. No filters, no pretending, no softening the truth. They are preparing to tell your person that everyone can see the same thing, that they are not themselves anymore. That something changed the moment you entered their life. That every decision they make now seems to orbit around one hidden emotion. You stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. Their family has watched them try to act normal, try to laugh when they are hurting, try to appear detached when they are deeply attached, try to move through life as if their heart is not tied to someone they cannot stop thinking about. But performances do not fool the people who know you best. And your person's family knows. They know that every delayed reply from you affects them. They know that every moment of distance from you creates unrest in them. They know your person has been pretending this connection is manageable, when in reality it has taken over far more of their heart than they admit. And now someone is about to say the sentence your person fears most. If you keep waiting, you may lose them. Read that again in your spirit. Because those words will strike where your person is weakest. Their greatest fear is not loving you. Their greatest fear is loving you too late. That is why panic is spreading. That is why urgency is building. That is why the atmosphere around them feels charged with something unspoken. Their family senses regret forming before the story has even finished. And they refuse to watch your person destroy their own chance through hesitation. So they are stepping in. They are preparing to ask hard questions. Questions like, why are you acting like this is temporary when it clearly is not? Why are you still hesitating if this person means that much to you? Why do you keep making excuses instead of making a move? Why are you risking losing someone who clearly matters this deeply? These are not small questions. These are emotional detonations. Because every one of them attacks the excuses your person has been using to delay the inevitable. And the moment those excuses collapse, truth takes over. Don't skip. Because this is where the emotional walls begin breaking. Your person has been telling themselves they need more time, more certainty, better timing, the perfect moment. But their family is beginning to challenge all of that. They are making your person realize, there may never be a perfect moment. There may only be the choice between courage or regret. And that realization is shaking them deeply, because for the first time, they are being forced to imagine a future where they stay silent. And you become someone else's story. That image alone is enough to disturb their peace, enough to steal their sleep, enough to make them question every delay. Something huge is waiting for you. Because one family member in particular may say something that changes everything. If they matter this much to you, stop acting like they don't. That sentence, simple as it sounds, could break the final wall. Because your person has not needed more feelings. They have had feelings. They have not needed more signs. They have had signs. What they needed was to stop hiding from what was already obvious. And that is exactly what this confrontation is beginning to do. Strip away denial. Strip away hesitation. Strip away every false reason they used to stay quiet, until only truth remains. And truth says this: your person cannot keep pretending you are just another person. You are not. You have become the emotional center of a story they did not expect to live. That is why even their family is reacting now. Because what is between you has grown too visible to ignore, too intense to dismiss, too real to hide. Stay till the end. Because the next thing that happens may be the moment your person starts preparing to come toward you. Not emotionally, not subtly, but intentionally. Because once someone realizes silence may cost them everything, silence becomes unbearable. Your person is reaching that threshold. The panic around them is creating momentum. The truth around them is creating urgency. And the pressure around them is creating movement. They may still appear calm on the outside, but internally, everything is shifting. Every excuse is weakening. Every fear is being challenged. Every delay is starting to feel dangerous. And soon, very soon, they may decide they can no longer risk losing what they feel for you. What happens after that is even bigger than this family confrontation. Because once your person stops resisting their feelings, their next move becomes impossible to predict. The moment after that conversation may be the quietest part of this entire story. And yet it will be the moment that changes everything. Because when truth hits deeply, people do not always react immediately. Sometimes they go silent first. Sometimes they disappear into thought. Sometimes they sit alone, replaying every word they just heard. That is exactly what your person is doing now. Don't skip. Because what is happening inside them right now is more powerful than anything visible on the surface. They are replaying every warning, every question, every truth their family forced them to hear. And one realization keeps echoing louder than all the others: they are running out of time. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you, for the first time. Your person is no longer focused on whether they should act. They are focused on what happens if they do not. That shift changes everything. Because hesitation survives only when someone believes there will always be another chance. But your person no longer feels certain of that. They are beginning to understand that opportunities do not wait forever. Connections do not remain open forever. People do not stand still forever. And you may not remain available forever. That realization has unsettled them more than anyone knows. Because now the fear of rejection is no longer their biggest fear. The fear of losing you completely has become greater. And when that happens, people move. Quietly at first. But they move. Your person has begun mentally preparing, rehearsing words they may say, imagining conversations they may finally have, thinking about how to approach you, what to reveal, how much to admit, and whether they are truly ready to let their heart be seen. They are nervous, more nervous than they have ever been, because deep down they know, once they take this step, nothing will ever return to how it was before. Don't skip. Because the next move they make could redefine this entire connection. There is a storm of emotion inside them right now. Hope, fear, longing, regret, desire, all colliding at once. And beneath all of it, one truth stands above the rest. They do not want another day to pass pretending this means less than it does. That is why their energy toward you is beginning to change. If you have felt a shift, if you have sensed their thoughts more intensely, if something about the connection has recently felt different, it is because internal resistance is collapsing. They are no longer suppressing what they feel with the same strength. Their heart is winning, and once the heart starts winning, distance rarely lasts much longer. Something huge is waiting for you. Because your person is not just thinking about speaking, they are thinking about what happens after. They are imagining what life looks like if you know the truth. If you hear the words they have buried. If you discover how long they have carried this silently. If you realize how much of their hesitation was fear, not lack of feeling. And that possibility terrifies them. Because vulnerability changes everything. But even fear is no longer enough to stop them. Because another truth is becoming louder inside them: you are worth the risk. Read that again. You are worth the risk. Worth the discomfort. Worth the vulnerability. Worth the possibility of being seen fully. Worth the possibility of changing everything. That realization. That rare and powerful realization is what pushes someone from silent love into visible action. Stay till the end. Because what comes next may happen sooner than expected. Your person is entering the phase where small signs begin appearing. Unexpected messages. Longer conversations. More emotional openness. Subtle efforts to get closer. Unusual courage where hesitation once existed. These are not random changes. These are the first movements of someone gathering strength. Because before a major confession, there is almost always a build-up, a series of smaller steps, a testing of emotional waters, a quiet attempt to move closer before saying everything at once. And your person is nearing that stage now. But here is the part no one sees: their family is still watching, still observing, still waiting. Because they know this story is not over. They know the confrontation was only the beginning. They know your person is on the edge of a decision that may shape their future. And they can feel that decision approaching. The next time your person reaches out. The next time they linger a little longer. The next time their energy feels more intense than usual. Understand this, it is not accidental. It is the result of pressure, truth, fear, and love all reaching their limit at once. Your person is changing, rapidly, internally, emotionally, irreversibly, and once someone changes at that level, their actions eventually follow. The confession, the approach, the truth they have hidden. It is building, closer than before, closer than they ever intended. And what happens when they finally stop holding back will be the most powerful moment of this entire story. There comes a moment in every hidden love story when silence becomes more painful than honesty. Your person is standing at that moment now. Don't skip. Because what happens here determines whether this connection stays buried or changes forever. They have replayed every possibility, every outcome, every risk, every fear. They have imagined confessing and being vulnerable. And they have imagined saying nothing and losing you. And slowly, painfully, they are realizing one truth they can no longer escape. Losing you without trying would hurt more than being honest and afraid. That realization is the turning point. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. Your person has reached emotional exhaustion. Not because their feelings faded, but because hiding them has become too heavy. Pretending has drained them. Acting unaffected has drained them. Watching you from a distance while carrying everything silently has drained them. And now their heart is demanding a choice. Not later. Not someday. Now. That is why their family's words continue echoing in their mind. Because the people around them did not simply challenge their feelings, they exposed the future waiting for them if they stay silent. A future filled with regret. A future where they watch someone else receive the love they never had courage to give. A future where, what if, follows them for years. And that future has become unbearable to imagine. Don't skip. Because your person is no longer asking whether they feel enough. They are asking whether they can survive never telling you. That question changes everything. Because once someone begins asking that, confession is no longer far away. They are beginning to understand that vulnerability is not weakness. It is the price of real connection. And for you, they may finally be willing to pay that price. Something huge is waiting for you. Because right now your person is deciding how they will approach this. Not if, how. They are planning moments in their mind. Thinking about where they could speak to you. How to begin. What words would carry the truth without overwhelming the moment. How to explain feelings they have hidden for so long. And the more they think about it, the more impossible it feels to continue pretending nothing is there. Their restraint is breaking. Their distance is weakening. Their walls are trembling. Stay till the end. Because before someone confesses, there is always one final internal battle. The battle between fear and destiny. Fear says, stay silent. Protect yourself. Wait longer. But destiny says, if you wait any longer, you may lose what was meant for you. Your person hears both voices, but destiny is becoming louder. Because every day without honesty now feels wrong. Every interaction with you feels unfinished. Every goodbye feels heavier. Every pause between messages feels more meaningful. Because they know they are standing at the edge of a life-changing moment. And deep inside, They know the next step must be taken soon. Don't skip. Because the signs around you may begin increasing. Unexpected emotional honesty. More vulnerable energy. More attention than before. Longer eye contact. Deeper conversations. A sense that they are trying to move closer without yet saying why. These are not coincidences. These are signals. Signals of someone preparing their heart for revelation. Because confession rarely arrives without warning. It arrives after pressure, after longing, after emotional buildup becomes too great to contain. And your person has reached that buildup. They cannot carry this much longer. Not in silence. Not in distance. Not in disguise. The truth wants out. And the closer it gets to emerging, the more intense everything becomes. That is why the energy feels charged. That is why their behavior feels different. That is why even their family senses a major moment approaching. Because everyone can feel it. A decision is near. A confession is near. A turning point is near. And when it happens, nothing between you will remain the same. Because once someone reveals what they truly feel, the connection enters a new reality. One where nothing is hidden anymore. One where intentions become clear. One where truth replaces guessing. The only question left now is this: how exactly will they finally reveal it? Because the way they choose to open their heart may surprise even you.